I'll give you three examples from the latest operations we do. The Navy also took part in a couple of the strikes which took place across the border. They used their equipment, Palm 400 and Palm 120, which is the loiter ammunition, which had a very long range. Moved all this aircraft, etc., because that unfortunately this was not known to the Army and the Air Force. Let me see, each individual service, we all aspire to join the Army and Navy. So we are not trying to say that there be one common uniform. No. Each service will retain its individual identity. That's important. Because they have a specific kind of a role. So there's no dilution in that. We are trying to take the best practices out of each service. It's not the worst. So it's not the lowest common denominator, but the highest common factor, which we try. When we look at jointness. So rather than giving you what all we have done, I'll give you three examples from the latest operations we do. We'll try and explain as to what jointness is or what integration is. So during this period from 22nd to 7th, there was a lot of requirement to reassess as to what is the requirement of assets which have to be moved from northern borders or from east to the west. It required a lot of movement by air actually. And this was all done. I didn't even come to know. Never chiefs came to know. This was done at the level of, say, 2 stars. No, not 2 stars, 1 stars. Without even asking their vice chief, because they knew that this has to be done. And they were able to speak to each other. We had built that kind of a confidence. So it was done at that level back, most I think 2-star level. They moved all this aircraft, etc. Because that to be, it is a priority. You know that we have that operational air movement plan. So that will get disrupted, who's to move, but it's all done seamlessly without. So this is, I would say, is an example of jointness. Integration, another example I can give you is all three services have common equipment now. Say MR SAMs are there, BrahMos are there. So there were places where some equipment was unserviceable because of want of some spares, etc. Now that we have integration, we have common communication architecture, and the inventory is visible to the services. So one could find, okay, this is available with the Navy, that's available with the Army, so that inventory is available. So they just spoke, got that particular thing. So, and that's 100% equipment was serviceable. So it's not because of want of something. We are able to exchange that because. So here we have integrated our, say, communication networks in which inventories are able to speak to each other. I'm not saying that we are in a perfect stage. It's an offline mode. We're trying to get it online, so it will take me some time. So we are at a particular stage of integration. Another example which I can give you is still, in spite of all this, sometimes we don't know each other's capabilities. So I've given this example that many of you may be knowing or may not be knowing that the Navy also took part in a couple of the strikes which took place across the border. They used their equipment, Palm 400 and Palm 120, which is the loiter ammunition, which had a very long range, but was available with the Navy. But unfortunately, this was not known to the Army and the Air Force, but it was known to headquarter IDS because we integrate things. So we offered that to the Army and the Air Force, and they were also used. So it was a joint. So Marcos went to land borders along with the Air Force and Army. So we all know that the Navy, Coast Guard, Army, not the Army, but the Air Force, they fly Dorniers, or you may have MiG-29s, you may be having the same ALH or Cheetah variety, LC-8 between two services. But the aviation part of all the three services had their own culture, their own practices. I've combined them. So today you have one common aerospace safety organization. It's manned by all three services. We just done it. Rana Dev, who's about to retire, he was instrumental in getting it done. So we have now common aviation standards amongst all the services. They're all different. The Army's aviation standards, whether what is low visibility, at what altitude he can land, what kind of a helipad he requires, what is categorization of pilots, all were different. Now we have common aviation standards for training, for medical, for everything.